The Logitech G Pro X Superlight 2 was released early September 2023, and it's the long-awaited refresh to the OG GPX Superlight. Logitech has made several overdue changes to the Superlight, but is it worth the hype? Today we're looking at the good and the rage-inducing, so you can decide if this is the mouse for you. Hello and welcome to the Rage Academy. If you're new here, we regularly review gaming tech to find out if it's worth your hard-earned cash. The GPX2 is the latest addition to Logitech's gaming mouse lineup and is available in black, magenta, or white. And at first glance, you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference between this mouse and the original GPX. In the hands, I'd say that it feels almost identical to the original GPX Superlight, but that's because most of the changes are under the hood. In fact, it weighs the same, clocking in at 60 grams. The first and most noticeable change is the long-awaited inclusion of the Usbc charging port. Thank you, Logitech. The original GPX came stock with a USB micro charging port, which was totally outdated by the time of the original GPX's release. So it's nice to finally see Logitech get with the times. And Logitech claims the battery lasts for 95 hours, which is a 25-hour increase over the original Superlight. Logitech also upgraded the mouse sensor from the original Hero, a 25.6K sensor, to the Hero 2, a 32K sensor. To complement the sensor upgrade, we've also received a sorta upgrade with the Light Force switches. If you haven't kept up, the Light Force switches are Logitech's hybrid optical mechanical switches. The Light Force switch are an optical switch. Essentially, when you actuate the switch, a small piece of material will block an optical light. If the travel of the light is interrupted, the mouse software detects this as an actuation. I have seen people say that the optical switches can get mushy after as little as 6 months of use, so your mileage may vary. And in case you're curious, it sounds like this. So since there's not as much material in the Switch, I think they sound a little hollow. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Logitech did this same upgrade with the G502X Lightspeed. Watch my review, it's somewhere right here if you haven't seen it yet. And last but not least, Logitech has also bumped up the polling rate of the GPX2 to 2000 Hertz.
The rage-inducing.
For whatever reason, Logitech decided to change the skate shape on the Superlight 2. Currently, there is no aftermarket support for these skates. I even contacted their customer support so I could get some answers, but Logitech's customer service is so horrid that it took me up to 15 minutes in their chat just to get queued up with someone. Since they couldn't take my chat requests anyway, they requested me to email them, which took about 3 days to hear a response from, and they thought it was for a warranty purpose, even though I told them in the email I outlined everything I was doing research for this video. Complete and total trash customer service. Luckily, I was able to communicate with Pulsar, who sell the Super Glide skates, which are some of my favorite to put on the Superlight. And they communicated with me rather quickly. They told me that we should expect aftermarket Superlight 2 skates from them starting at the end of October. Now, because of the absolute trash can customer service, I actually couldn't find out if there are any aftermarket switches available to purchase, or if I can actually even replace or modify these switches. So, warning, by purchasing this mouse, you may be giving up the ability to mod and repair the mouse yourself, because if there's nothing available aftermarket and you can't replace it, then, you know, that's your answer. Please let the charging port die, Logitech, I'm begging you. I still find the software to be subpar. You still can't bind mouse wheel up turbo to any of the mouse buttons, which I use on my other mice for games like Apex Legends. It's a very nifty feature. It makes tap strafing a breeze. And speaking of the mouse buttons, there's still no DPI selector switch. Last but not least, I think this mouse is still far too expensive. Clocking in at $159.99, this sits on the higher end of mice costs. The only good part about this is it knocked the GPX1 price down to $129.99, which is still too expensive in my opinion. All in all, I really can't recommend this mouse to anyone who currently owns a GPX Superlight 1. The USB-C charging is nice to have, but depending on your point of view, you're actually giving up a ton of features since there's no aftermarket mod, switch, or skate support for this mouse. If you don't own a Superlight 1, then either wait for the GPX 2 to go on sale or just buy a GPX 1. I doubt most people would be able to tell the difference anyway. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to get subscribed and to like this video. Make sure to check out some of our other reviews, and I hope you guys learned something. GG.